You're tuned in to RBLR, the home of Tampa Bay's Reveler Sports.
Welcome into RBLR Rowdies. My name is Eureka Wheeler, and for Rowdies family, welcome into the first ever RBLR Rowdies pregame show here at the award-winning Barriehaus Beer Company in Ybor City. Guys, we are less than an hour away from kickoff against RGV Toros, and I'm going to tell you, don't just listen to the show. Come be a part of it. The lads might be away, but we can all be together. We're coming to you live, but why should you come down here? Barriehaus Beer Company, they have over 15 different beers on tap, and we are doing 5 different specialty lagers as a $20 pitcher special. We got some swag provided by the Rowdies. They gave us some stuff we will give away at halftime of this game. RBLR has provided a couple things we're going to give away at halftime. So, if t-shirts aren't your thing, if swag isn't your thing, guys, we'll be giving free beer away at the half. And we will be doing our first giveaway in just a few minutes. So do not wait. Come on. You still got time. So get down to Ybor. There's a parking lot literally 500 feet from us over here, or there is a covered parking garage. So it's awesome time to be a Rowdies fan, and it's an awesome time to get down here and drink some beer. Barriehaus is at 1403 East 5th Avenue. Put it in your GPS and get down here. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about why we are here. Your Rowdies take on the RGV Toros. The Rowdies coming in 4-2-4 record, good for 14 points and 4th place in the East. RGV 2-5-2, good for 11 points and 10th in the West. So this is a really, really, really good time for the Rowdies to continue that effort. That we're on a 3-game winning streak. We're on the best tear we're doing, and we can do that here. The big storylines for the Rowdies, the big question is, are they back, quote unquote? Since the Open Cup game, it has been 3 straight victories, and the last game we saw our team won 5-1 against Detroit. So are they back? That is the big question. We talked to Neil Collins over a month ago before that Open Cup game, and his biggest question was, he said it at the postgame. He said, it is time for everyone to look in the mirror, to find who they really are as a player, and to come into training with that kind of intensity. And intensity was the number one word that was thrown around. And you cannot say that the Rowdies do not have intensity. In the last games, since that Open Cup game against the Houston Dynamo, even though they lost 1-0, it was the intensity. It was that effort that they put forward that it didn't feel like a loss. And with the Open Cup, it was a good way to kind of throw out a new 11, to throw out a new tactic, to find who was going to answer that call, that was going to look in the mirror and really perform. And Neil, since that game, I think has found exactly the team that he's looking for. Since that Open Cup game, it's been 3 straight victories. Now, some might say 2 of those victories were against Detroit City. So can they keep up this dominant, look? So Detroit, as much as they were kind of expected to not be so hot, you never know with a Detroit City. Even Neil Collins was to say that, they're tough. They grind things out. And even though they had to play them 2 games in 3 weeks, it's very tough to beat a team twice in 3 weeks, but they figured out a way to do it. So that's the first big storyline. The other big storyline is we are waiting for some players to come back. Now, they're not going to be back in tonight's 11, as it was just posted about 15 minutes ago. Our 11 is not changed from the last 2 games, and my boy Mitch back here, he had a perfect thing. If it ain't broke, let's not fix it. Sparrow is in net. Sparrow got banged up pregame a game ago, but still toughed it out. And it's really, really good because he has been just amazing in net this season. He made one costly mistake a few weeks ago. Neil Collins called it out, said it was naive. It said he needed to figure it out. But since then, it's been great communication in net, good defense, and great saves when needed. But in front of him has been the biggest difference. Switching to that 4-back of Antley, Lasso, Kleeman, and Guillen has been the catalyst. Connor Antley, what can you say other than he's been on his A game? He's been able to step up in the attack when needed, but he's also just been amazing in his way to hold the line on defense. He's an absolute ball hawk. He creates tons of dispossession on defense, and that's what really, really gets the Rowdies going in terms of transition. Next to him, Forrest Lasso. And guys, Forrest Lasso had a very shaky start. He was maybe too aggressive in the beginning, but since the birth of that beautiful baby, he's been a dad on a mission, and the Lumberjack has been back, and that's one reason that we've been in such good form for about a month now. Next to him, Kleeman. Teams have tried to pick apart Kleeman as the weak part of that back line, but we have to give him props for improving his game as he and Lasso have gotten more and more familiar with each other. And of course, on the other side of that back four is Aaron Guillen. He's an all-league defender that, we got to remember that we can't take this guy for granted, how important he is to the shutdown defense that we have. So that back four has been a revelation, but having a Connor Antley, having someone that's able to stay back on the line on defense, but also move up when needed on offense and to be a midfielder, which is where he would be playing if we could do a three in the back. It's just been invaluable to this. In front of them is the midfield of Dayon Harris, Jordan Doherty, Jan Ekra, Dennis, and Spalding. Let's start with Dayon Harris. Dayon Harris, all he did last week was a USL Team of the Week performance. And look, we all know that Dayon is quick, but it's his dynamic play on the wing for the last few games that finally saw him get one in the back of the net. And, guys, I don't think you want to defend a Dayon Harris that is a fully motivated and realized Dayon Harris. Look, he has just been working his way more into the middle of the field. He's been switching sides. He's been going deep. We've seen for the last couple of years that the Rowdies have been trying to just get him long balls, use that elite speed to get over the top. But it's this season where he's been doing way more dynamic playmaking, and look for that to be a difference in this RGV game. But then you get into Jan Ekra. Jan Ekra, look, RBLR is absolutely the Jan Ekra fan club. We have been, James and Carlos and I have been just saying how much of a wonderful veteran presence that Jan Ekra is. And really, that's the reason that we're looking for his steadiness, that presence every single game. And he has just absolutely owned the midfield with Jordan Doherty. And it's a reason that teams cannot own possession against us. But let's get into the real meat and potatoes of the difference. The change in this offense starts with Charlie Dennis, a playmaker at the top of the box. He can make the right read and pass, or he's shown that he can score goals too. Losing Leo Fernandez was a horrible, horrible thing at the beginning, but it's Charlie Dennis has been the biggest, I think, benefactor of the playing time and getting into that position. Right next to him, the loner that we got, Ryan Spalding in, and what a revelation this has been. An amazing loan by Neil Collins, a true winger that creates magic. And the three-man game between Dennis and JJ and Spalding have been, the first quarter of this year, we've all been looking at the Rowdies offense like, guys, it's chances to nowhere, it's crosses to nowhere, it's really just a lot of nothing. With Spalding in that offense, now it's unlocked Dennis, it's unlocked JJ Williams, it's figured out a way to get those passes into the box, create something, and make goals happen. Not just chances, not just crosses, not just opportunities, but goals happen. And let's take it up to the very top. The last of the 11 is JJ Williams, another USL Team of the Week. I mean, all he did last week was a hat trick in the first half, guys. And while that's insane to talk about, his play in the box has been probably the largest of all of the changes, of all of the differences between this team that we've seen, the Rowdies being back, quote unquote. It's because JJ Williams has been able to be a target man in the box, but also a poacher. That's kind of what we expected out of JJ Williams, that he'd be able to body some guys inside the box, get a couple rebounds, make some things happen. But his ability to be a poacher and a target man with Spalding, with Dennis, and now it's just an unstoppable triad. So, guys, what can we say? It's a good time to be a Rowdies fan. Give it up for the Barriehaus Beer Co. And guys, I'll say this: we're 10 minutes in. We're 10 minutes in, guys. get your butt down to Barriehaus. We got an amazing array of beers here. We're giving away free beer at halftime. We're giving away free shirts. We're giving away stuff that the Rowdies have given us. It's going to be awesome. So get your butt down here. Let's do our first giveaway. We're going to do, there was a scarf. I've been wearing it around my neck, but the Rowdies provided us with a scarf, and we're going to give this away. It's our first giveaway. Tickets. You're literally getting the scarf. You're literally getting the scarf off my back. This one's frozen. Why is this frozen? No, I'm just joking. All right, we got number 873 9873 9873. Get up here. I don't care if you're shy. Get up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. This is Abby. Here you go. Ah. There you go. Big fail. Whatever. Come on, guys. All right. But guys, you could be part of this. Get down here to Barriehaus. Get down here. We are again at 1403 East 5th Avenue. Put it in your GPS. Get down to Ybor City. There's parking lots all the way around. There's food all on the strip. You can bring anything down. We will be having the game in a little over 30 minutes. In a little over 30 minutes, we will be kicking off. Now, we've talked about the 11. We've talked about some of the big changes that Neil Collins has been able to put in. But let's talk about RGV Toros. There's three players that I want to bring up. The first one is Jose Francisco Torres. He's a former U.S. men's national team player. He played in the 2010 World Cup, and even though his age is now, you're starting to see the decline of that kind of player. And at the USL Championship, you see either young stars rising or kind of faded stars falling. But Jose Francisco Torres is not yet died out. The star is not completely burned out because he's a very smart midfielder. He possesses very solid technique, and he does have that veteran know-how to overcome his age. And if the Rowdies kind of overlook him in the midfield, it will be a very, very bad time. Right next to him is going to be Taylor Davila, the former LA Galaxy Academy prospect. He co-leads the team in scoring, but he is a force in their midfield as well. But it's all about Cristiano Francois, an attacker who creates space for others with blazing speed, and he could stretch the defense, but it's his gravity that you have to watch him as a scorer, but he really does kind of stretch open a defense. He opens up lanes for RGV Toros, and it really only takes one for these guys. So I guess our final thing is, let's talk about keys to the game. So how do you stop Francois, Davila, and Toro? And I think it's really just all about that wing play dynamic. We all know that this team, the Rowdies, create a ton of chances. But again, that three-headed monster of Dennis, Spalding, and Williams has finally produced the output that we expect out of the Neil Collins Rowdies. They have to be able to attack on that wing. There has to be good when you have a Jan Ekra, when you have an Antley, they're going to produce balls down the side, and it's Spalding being able to outplay his wing on the side. It's Dennis creating at the top of the box, and JJ Williams being able to either take the header in, or JJ Williams scored with his hip and his head and his leg all in the same game. So if they can continue to do that, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be consistent. And that's exactly what this wing play dynamic has created with the three-headed monster. But on top of that, lock down defense. This team, it creates all that offense, and they do that by shutting down the opposition. This is a team that does not let you get past the midfield. It does not. And even if you do that, Guillen on the outside, or Antley on the outside, or the two-headed lumberjack and giant trio of Kleeman, they are absolutely going to get in your face. They're going to eat your lunch. They're going to kick the ball. They're going to make a transition. They're going to make a counter happen. And that absolutely has to be the case again against RGV Toros. Look, they can all shut you down one-on-one. They can close the lanes. They can intercept the ball, create downfield momentum. And Ekra, Doherty, Antley, and Guillen, all those guys on defense have to eliminate chances and keep the sheet clean, which I believe they can do. But also, guys, the third key to the game, get your mind right. Neil Collins, for about a week and a half, has been linked to an overseas job. And thankfully, those rumors are all over now. I was never happier than when Walsall finally made their decision and they named who their coach was, because I didn't have to hear the word Neil Collins linked with Walsall, at least for now. So the club has to keep their winning ways. We're moving up the table. Every point is important. Every point that we can get, and we need to get these 3 points against RGV Toros, a team that I think is you cannot underestimate them. But if this team doesn't have the right mindset, which for about a month now, it's been an amazing mindset. They have to keep that. Hopefully they haven't been keeping this rumor thing in the back of their minds, who the next coach is going to be. They don't have to talk about any of that. Let's just work on beating RGV and moving up the table. So with that, my compatriots Carlos and James unfortunately are not here. They are on assignment, hanging out with family and doing things like that. But we all came together at RBLR and gave our predictions. So let's just go over those one more time. The first one, Carlos Rueda. Carlos said that it will be a 2-1 win for the green and gold. So we're okay with that. James is predicting a way more of an open game. He has a 3-0 win for the Rowdies, a clean sheet, but also a very dynamic output performance. We had Rowdies Rap Mark, who hasn't shown up yet, but Mark, Rowdies Rap, where are you, Mark? No, we love you. We love you. Get down here. But he was our guest. We've had a guest every single week, and Mark said it would be a 2-1 win for the Rowdies. And finally, myself, a 1-0 victory. I think we might not score as many goals as we have over the past few weeks. It's not as many goals as we can put up against Detroit, but it only takes one to win when you have a clean sheet, and that's exactly what I think will happen with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So, guys, we're about 20 minutes from kickoff. Guys, if you're on the Tampa side, I can only implore you one more time, get down here to Barriehaus. What more do you want? What more do you want? Hey, we literally have more Rowdies fans walking in. Guys, swag. Do you want swag? We got it at halftime. Guys, do you want beer? We got it. There's 5 different lagers that are $20 pitcher specials the whole way through. There's over 15 different beers on tap right now. That's gold medal winning, award-winning beer that you could be drinking. It's the best Rowdies team. It's the best beer in Tampa Bay. Let's go. Oh, James is optimistic. Yeah, I think so. Of course, the famous Jim. And come on, Jim knows. But guys, you don't have to be that optimistic to know. You don't have to be overly optimistic to know that this is a good team. We're playing the best soccer we have. We've got an amazing brewery that's been helping us out, guys. So thank you for everyone here making this an amazing show. We're going to do it, guys. And for everyone else listening at home, please consider liking and subscribing to RBLR Sports. We cover all of the teams. We cover the Lightning. We cover the Rays. We cover the Bucks. But most importantly, we cover your Tampa Bay Rowdies each and every week. So, guys, if you're on the YouTube where you're watching it right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on social media at RBLR Rowdies and, of course, the flagship RBLR Sports. So, from all of us at Barriehaus, come on now. What are you going to do for all of us watching on YouTube, for everybody at home? Come on, you Rowdies. Let's beat RGV Toros. Let's go!
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.